Okay, so I have all this scrap here and I gotta build something with it or it's gonna go into the fire. Instead of throwing it into the fire, I decided I'm gonna use it to build an end table for my family, and that way we can get some use of it, because it's nice wood actually. This is like hardwood, and I didn't want to throw it away. I thought it looked pretty nice. So let's build something very unique and different with this scrap wood. And thank you so much for watching. Okay guys, so this is the scrap wood that I have. Let's go, let's see what I can make. Okay, so the bottom base board thing there is a cutting board from the dollar store. It was like $5. So this is what I came up with. Just putting scrap pieces randomly together and gluing them up, making something very abstract and unique. And I'm gonna put some bricks on top just to hold the glue together. And I actually put some popsicle sticks in between there just to even it out. Okay, so I let it dry overnight. Came out really nice. Looks really cool. So now I'm going to square it off with my circular saw. And this wasn't going over too well, so I ended up bringing it over to the miter saw and then the table saw to finish squaring it. All right, looks really good. Very happy, nice and square. Now I'm gonna be cutting the frame around it at 45 degrees. And this is my best attempt at stop motion. I gotta get better at that. Okay, so now everything's looking good. So now I have to plane it so it's all flush and even on the top there. And I'm gonna run it through the planer about 12 times or so just to get it nice and even and flush and smooth. Okay, so now it's time to glue the frame together around it. And I'm gonna use this framing clamp, which is really useful, and a few other clamps, and of course just putting some bricks on top so it doesn't warp. So a few hours later, I am ready to see how it turned out, and it looks, well, let's see, it looks great. I'm actually really happy how it turned out. And now I'm gonna give it a nice sand, so I'm gonna use 120 grit to start with, and then I'm gonna move over to 220 grit just to give it that more of a finer finish. Okay, so now after sanding, I'm really happy with this tabletop. Now it's for the base. I really didn't know what I was gonna do here, so I just started cutting wood and building some table legs. So I'm using some wood pallet wood for this as well, and scraps. I'm gonna be laminating everything together to make 4 different legs with their own distinct abstract design. This is really simple, just putting scrap in between each board there and clamping them so you get a nice lamination. Okay, so everything's being glued, and I just glued it for a few hours, let it dry for a few hours. And then I brought it over to the miter saw to trim it off at 18 inches and square off the sides. So every leg was the exact same height. Okay, now I'm trying to figure out what do I want to do with these legs? What kind of design am I going for? This is something I really didn't know, and these ideas were great, but I went with something entirely different. But first I went through back to the planer just to plane them, give them a nice smooth finish and sand them off. Okay, so now I have the idea I'm going for the base, and I'm just gonna play, pre-drilling all the holes. And I want to make sure I hide the screws, so I'm going to be doing countersink holes. Now I will be hiding them with dowels. Okay, so I'm going to be adding some glue here. And just put them on there, and I'm gonna let them dry. Let this dry for about 40 minutes, and I didn't really have anything to clamp it with, so I just put my router and my drill on top just to add some weight. All right, so now it's time to drill in the screws, and this is looking really good actually. It's coming together really nicely. I'm really liking the design. So now I'm gonna add a cross beam here with the extra scrap leg that I have here. And I'm just gonna glue that up and then add some screws on the sides. And of course, I'm gonna hide them with a dowel so you won't notice they're there. So I'm just gonna glue in the dowel, and then I'm going to cut it with a trim saw. All right, so I'm gonna be using a router with a nice bit just to add some nice fine edges. And now I'm gonna be putting the table together. I really didn't know what to do and how to do this, but I'm just gonna drill a couple screws from the top into the base, and I'm gonna hide it with dowels. So now I'm just trying to get everything centered. And now this is basically getting towards the end here. This is looking really good. Just hiding these screws here with the dowels and cutting them off with the trim saw. I love doing this. Looks really nice. All right, so now I'm just gonna sand them down, make sure everything's flush. Okay, so now it's time to add a top coat. So I'm just using a water-based polyacrylic, satin, and I'm going to be adding 3 coats. Of course, I sand between each coat except for the last coat. Okay, so this is the final reveal, and it came out really nice. And you'll notice that I added some more support at the bottom just to balance the table out. And there is some notches on the top itself, and that's on purpose. It's the unique abstract design that I wanted. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a great day. And don't forget to subscribe. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't forget to watch this video right here of me making a room in my parents' garage. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button and the bell. Also, don't forget there's more videos coming in the future. Also guys, I just want to say have a great day and thank you and God bless.